The soundstage locked into silence. Director Masaru had turned his glare on a figure standing quietly in the back.
Off my set, intruder! Who let this tourist wander in?
The young man in the black bomber jacket didn't flinch. He simply stood there, leather folder in hand.
Security! Remove him immediately! I will not have my shot ruined by some clueless outsider.
That face. No, it can't be the investor. He's here.
The crew stood frozen. No one dared breathe as the guards stepped forward.
Why isn't he running? Who is that?
But before the guards could grab him, line producer Tanaka sprinted toward Masaru, a binder clutched to his chest.
Director, wait! You must see this before you do something irreversible.
The binder snapped open. Inside was the film's financing sheet with a single name at the bottom.
No, that name! Shota! The sole investor! This is impossible!
That's him. Every yen of the 1.2 billion budget, including your director's fee, comes from his fund.
I came to watch quietly. No need for a scene. Let's keep things professional.
But you should have introduced yourself properly. This is a closed set!
I wanted to see the real production, not a performance for the investor.
The crew erupted into panicked whispers. He's the producer? The one who approves every yen?
He's the one funding everything. And he didn't even raise his voice.
Masaru's hands trembled as he crushed the financing sheet, his pride in tatters before the entire crew.
At least he didn't fire Masaru on the spot. But this won't be the end of it.
The young man disappeared through the stage doors, leaving a storm of confusion and curiosity behind him.
I invest in films because I remember what a story can do to you, how it can change everything.
Years ago, a younger Shota found a script that made him forget the world. The title page read, First Light. No author name, just the story.
I read it 3 times in one night. I knew I wanted to be part of something like that. So when I saw this project, First Light, in production, I had to fund it.
He never found out who wrote it. The script had been passed around, then disappeared.
But today on that set, I felt something off. The direction didn't match the script I loved.
He had kept the original script all these years. It was time to compare.
Who really wrote First Light? And why did the production feel so hollow?
The answer, he knew, was hidden somewhere in the chaos of that soundstage.
Masaru's reputation preceded him, but I hadn't realized the production was this compromised. I funded this film because the script moved me. I won't let it be twisted into something unrecognizable. Tanaka, tell me straight, how bad is the situation on set?
Director Masaru ignores the budget, rewrites pages on impulse, and the crew is terrified to speak up.
What about the original script? How much of it is still intact?
Honestly, the shooting script barely resembles the one you approved. It's Masaru's version now.
I need to be there, not just as a name on a sheet, but as the executive producer. Tanaka, I'll be there tomorrow as executive producer. Full access to all drafts and shoots. I'm taking control. And I'll uncover who really wrote First Light. The heart of this film belongs to someone else.
He hung up. Tomorrow, the fight for First Light would truly begin. The next morning, Shota walked onto the soundstage with a quiet authority that made the crew pause.
Ah! Executive Producer Shota! Welcome! I trust we'll have a productive collaboration!
Every word dripped with venom. He's already planning how to undermine me.
This is Yuria, our production assistant. She'll keep you updated on daily schedules and script changes.
It's an honor, sir. I'll do my best to support you.
Thank you, Yuria. Start by showing me the shooting script and any notes from the director.
Before Yuria could respond, a shout echoed across the stage. Masaru berating a crew member over a misplaced cable.
This is what they deal with daily? The fear is palpable.
Shota made a note in his leather folder, a private tally of every outburst.
He's actually watching. Not just the film, but us. No one ever did that before.
Over the following days, Shota witnessed a pattern. Masaru's rants, the crew's silent endurance, and Uria's quiet obedience.
How hard is it to match the lighting to my vision? Are you all amateurs?
The director's tantrums are escalating, but no one dares report him. Why?
Yuria, when asked about the abuse, offered a surprising defense.
Director Masaru is intense, but he's passionate. The film needs his fire.
She's protecting him. But from what? And why does she flinch whenever I mention the script? You mentioned the shooting script barely resembles the approved one. When did those changes start?
I'm not sure. They were already in place when I joined. I just follow the schedule.
Her eyes darted away. The answer felt incomplete, a wall she kept carefully maintained.
That night, in his leather folder, Shota wrote Yuria's name beside a question mark. The mystery was deepening. The next afternoon, Shota found Yuria alone at the craft services table, her hands wrapped around a steaming cup.
Mind if I join you? I wanted to ask about the original script. Something's been bothering me.
Oh, of course. What's the question?
I read First Light years ago. It was the reason I invested. But this production, it doesn't feel like the same story.
Yuria's fingers slipped. Coffee splashed onto the table.
I'm so sorry. You love First Light? That's not something I hear people say.
She didn't just know the script. She reacted like it was personal. This runs deeper than I imagined.
The writer isn't credited publicly, but I heard the original was beautiful.
Not credited. Just like that, she handed me the thread I needed to pull, but I'll need proof before I act.
He thanked her quietly, but his mind was already sifting through old production files. The real author was hiding in plain sight. 2 days later, Masaru cornered Shota in the production office, a revised budget sheet thrust forward like a declaration of war.
I need an extra 200 million yen for the climax scene. A full-scale set build is non-negotiable.
Show me the artistic necessity. A price tag isn't a justification.
You dare question my vision? You're a money man. What could you possibly understand about cinema?
Tanaka, standing in the corner, flinched as if the shout was directed at him. Shota didn't blink.
I understand that every yen overspent steals from the script's heart. I've approved every expansion you've asked for until now.
Then I'll go over your head. The studio heads will see reason.
The studio answers to my fund, Masaru, and I answer to the story.
Through the glass walls, the crew watched Masaru's face drain of color. Someone had finally stopped him. Masaru stormed out, the door slamming behind him. Shota remained seated, his leather folder open beside the original script. That evening, Shota retreated to his private office, spreading the original script and the shooting script side by side.
Whole scenes were missing. Character arcs had been gutted. This wasn't adaptation, it was destruction.
He picked up the phone and called Tanaka, who arrived minutes later, visibly trembling.
Tanaka, who wrote the original script. I need a name, and I need it now.
I can't say. It's a sensitive matter. The writer was removed from the project early on.
Removed? Under what circumstances? Why isn't there any record of the author in the official credits?
Tanaka's face went pale. He glanced around as if afraid the walls had ears.
Please, Shota-san. Some things are better left buried. If I tell you, it could destroy this film.
They buried the writer. But I won't let the truth stay hidden. If he won't talk, I'll find the answers myself.
He stood without another word and walked toward the production archives. Somewhere in those dusty boxes was the proof he needed. Shota found Yuria alone in a corner of the soundstage, headphones around her neck, staring at a blank editing screen.
Yuria, I need to ask you directly, did you know the original writer? The one who wrote First Light?
I already told you. I don't know. Why are you asking me this again?
Her voice cracked, and her eyes darted everywhere but his face. The denial was a thin glass wall about to shatter.
She's lying, but not from guilt. From fear. Something terrible was done to her. I'm not trying to trap you. but I see the way you look at this project like you've already lived it.
Please, stop. I can't. I'm just an assistant. There's nothing more. Please believe me.
A single tear traced down her cheek. Shota watched it fall and understood everything he needed.
She's the writer, I'm sure of it, but she's still too terrified to speak. I need proof before I can free her.
He turned and walked away, leaving Yuria to her silent tears. The archive boxes were waiting, and he wouldn't stop until he found the truth. The production archive was a forgotten room lined with decades of yellowed scripts and contracts.
This must be it. The original submissions for First Light.
He pulled out a script. The title page bore First Light, but the author's name was a scar.
No, that's Yuria's name crossed out, replaced with Masaru's.
The handwriting matched the notes Yuria had scribbled on set. This was her script, stolen.
Masaru didn't just rewrite it, he erased her. And Tanaka knew.
Buried underneath was a legal agreement, silencing the real writer under threat of lawsuit.
She's been trapped this whole time, and I'm the only one who can free her now.
He closed the folder, tucking it into his leather bag. No more waiting. Shota walked out of the archive with the truth securely in his possession. The next move would change everything. He found Yuria in the empty editing bay, the only sound the hum of machines. She looked up, eyes still red.
I know, Yuria. I found the original submission. Your name crossed out. His over it.
How did you... That was supposed to be buried. I signed an agreement. I couldn't.
I also found the silence agreement. You were threatened to keep quiet, but I'm not bound by his threats.
For a long moment, Yuria stared at the evidence. Then, with a shuddering breath, she crumpled into the chair.
He took everything. My script, my dream. Said no one would believe a first-time writer. Said he'd destroy me. I was so scared. I just wanted to see my story on screen, even if no one knew it was mine.
To fear like that for years. Masaru built his reputation on her silence. Not anymore. Listen to me. You don't have to be scared anymore. I will get your story back and make sure the world knows it's yours.
Yuria looked at him through tears. For the first time in years, she allowed herself the faintest glimmer of hope.
I'll add a new funding clause. Any director who abuses crew loses 30% of their back end.
Can you do that? He'll be furious, but it might actually make him stop.
It'll force him to behave without a public scandal. Yet this is only step one. We'll build toward the premiere. That's where the truth will finally come out.
I'm terrified, but I trust you. What do I need to do?
Just keep being you. The crew already sees your value. Soon everyone will.
They sat together, scrolling through production schedules, marking the dates that mattered.
He believes in me. For the first time, I feel like I might actually get my story back.
We stay patient. Masaru won't know what hit him until it's too late.
With a handshake that felt like a promise, their quiet rebellion began. The next morning, Shota gathered the entire cast and crew on the soundstage, a leather folder in his hand.
Effective immediately, any director who verbally abuses crew or visitors will lose 30% of their back-end share.
You can't be serious! This is a creative environment! Passion is essential!
Passion doesn't require abuse. Every budget request you've made, I've approved. This is non-negotiable.
Masaru's hand trembled as he snatched the pen. The room held its breath.
This isn't over! I'll find a way to make him pay!
A collective exhale swept through the crew. Someone started a slow clap that grew into hopeful applause.
He actually did it. For the first time, we might be safe.
Tanaka wiped his brow, his relief almost tangible. The atmosphere on set shifted that day. But behind the applause, Shota knew the real battle was still waiting, hidden in the shadows of the editing bay. Late that night, long after the crew had gone, the editing bay light flickered on.
They think a piece of paper can control me! I built this film! I can burn it down!
His fingers flew across the keyboard, opening the final cut timeline.
I'll swap the scenes back to my version. When the audience sees this mess, Shota's name will be poison.
He altered the edit notes, deleting the original sequences and replacing them with his own hacked cuts.
That assistant Yuria, always hovering around Shota. I know she's got something to do with the original script. Let her share his failure.
With a few more clicks, he buried the changes under a dummy project name, camouflaging his sabotage.
By the time they realize, it'll be too late. The premiere will be my revenge, and their ruin.
He shut down the console, the hum of machines dying into silence. The trap was set. No one had seen him, no one knew, but the countdown to the premiere had begun. 2 nights before the premiere, Yuria sat alone in the editing bay, running a final integrity check on the master file.
I'll just scan the key scenes. After all this, nothing can go wrong now.
Her cursor hovered over a corrupted sequence marker. The waveform didn't match the approved cut.
These shots, they're the discarded takes. Masaru's version. But how?
Her breathing shallowed as she dug into the project files, uncovering a hidden folder labeled Backup Edo.
The entire final act is his. If the theater plays this, the audience will see a broken mess.
With trembling hands, she dialed Shota, her voice barely steady.
Shota, it's Yuria. Get to the editing bay now. The film, Masaru swapped the cut. He's going to screen his version.
When he burst through the door, Yuria was already pulling up the corrupted timeline, tears of frustration in her eyes.
He left this as a final knife, but we won't let it happen. Show me every change he made.
They went through every altered scene, the full extent of Masaru's betrayal laid bare.
If we let this play, it would kill the film. But pulling out now would destroy the crew's trust.
We won't pull out. We'll let the premiere happen.
But then his version plays. The audience will see.
Not his version. We restore the original cut tonight and swap it in at the last minute. He won't know until it's too late. Then, after the applause, I'll take the stage and have him face what he did in front of everyone.
Yuria stared at him, the audacity of the plan slowly replacing her fear with determination.
I can restore the edit. I know every frame by heart. But we'll need to distract Masaru until the screening starts.
They worked through the night, rebuilding the film as it was meant to be. By dawn, the master file was clean. The premiere was hours away. Everything now depended on silence. That evening, the Shibuya Grand Theater blazed with lights. The premiere of First Light had arrived.
Stride with confidence. Soon everyone will see the disaster, and they'll blame the man who funded it.
Please let the file load correctly. Let it be the cut we restored.
The audience settled as the lights dimmed. Shota and Yuria exchanged a glance that held 1,000 unspoken words. The screen flickered to life. The opening scene, Yuria's opening scene, unfurled in perfect clarity. Within minutes, the audience was captivated. Laughter, gasps, tears, every beat landed as intended.
Wait. This isn't my cut, the editing. It's the original sequence. He switched it back.
My story. It's really my story. And they love it.
She's seeing her work validated. That's worth more than any revenge. But that comes next.
When the credits rolled, the theater erupted in a standing ovation. Masaru sat rigid, his trap turned to ash. As the applause finally settled, Shota rose from his seat and walked onto the stage, a leather folder in his hand.
Thank you for embracing First Light. But tonight, the truth behind this film must finally be told.
He opened the folder and held up a tattered script, the original submission with Yuria's name crossed out and Masaru's written over it.
The real writer of First Light is here tonight. Yuria, please stand. Masaru stole her script and forced her silence, but this film belongs to her voice.
He has evidence. This can't be happening. My career finished.
To honor this film's true genesis, the studio's next production will be written and directed by Yuria, her debut feature.
He did it. My story and now my own film. All of it. Back to me.
Backstage, Masaru was escorted out under a storm of whispered condemnation, his reign reduced to ash. The theater erupted in a second standing ovation, this time for the real creator of First Light. Within the hour, Masaru's contract was terminated. His name was struck from all studio paperwork. Shota's fund issued a permanent blacklist. No project under their umbrella would ever bear his name again.
It's over. The man who stole her voice is finally silenced.
I can't believe it. I thought I'd be invisible forever.
At the after-party, Shota presented Yuria with the green-lit budget for her directorial debut.
This is just the beginning, Yuria. The industry will know your name.
Because of you, I get to tell stories again. I'll never forget this.
Meanwhile, Masaru retreated to a cramped apartment, his phone silent, his reputation in ruins. The cameras that once sought him now looked the other way. His reign was truly over. And so, as the seasons turned, a new chapter began for the true author of First Light. 6 months later, the soundstage pulsed with a different energy. Yuria's voice called action from the director's chair. The crew moved with trust, not fear. Her vision filled every monitor, and the set hummed with purpose. Shota arrived quietly, watching from the edge of the set. A small smile broke through his usual calm.
He's here. Every time he watches, I feel like I can do anything.
After the take, they walked together through the constructed world she had dreamed into existence. A tablet on a nearby stand displayed the weekend box office. Her debut had outgrossed Masaru's film by triple. The headlines called her a new voice in cinema. The world finally saw what Shota had always known. Her hand brushed his as they walked. Neither of them pulled away.
This was always more than a film. It was her freedom, and maybe the start of something else.
On Yuria's set, where stories were born, a new one was quietly beginning. The set lights dimmed as the crew wrapped for the day, leaving them in a gentle, golden quiet.
You've built something incredible. Not just the film, a place where stories can breathe again.
Only because you believed in me first. You gave me more than a chance, you gave me back my voice.
Her hand found his, and this time, they didn't let go.
Maybe this was the real story all along, two people finding their light through each other.
They stood together in the quiet set, the cameras off, the script closed, but a new page turning. The ghostwriter who had been silenced now wrote her own future, and the man who funded it all became her partner. Not just in cinema, and as the city lights began to glow outside, they knew that tomorrow, and every day after, would be theirs to write. The end. Applause fades in, then out with a soft music cue.